So let's put that down there. All right, let's have a look at this. What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? Because this is that. This is that. This is that I can't. That's what the Eight of Swords is. I can't. My hands are tied. There's nothing that I can do. And that comes from my fears and doubts. If you've been watching the Vega season challenge and less so in the Libra season challenge, it came up a lot in the Vega season challenge, which was Carrie's mum. We call this Carrie's mum. Anyone that's ever watched the movie Carrie, the mum's a little bit, she says some very nasty, bitchy things to Carrie. But then to keep her safe, she doesn't want her daughter to be a whore and used and abused by the world, because that's her view of the world. So she tries to keep her daughter safe, but that's what our fear does. It's trying to keep her safe. But this kind of feels like a situation that you feel stuck. You feel stuck. There's nothing I can do. But the advice from the Eight of Swords is that if you can't make big changes right now, there are small changes that you can make. Small changes. Now, have a look at this. So that's stuck energy and that's chaos in our heads. One of the great solutions to the Eight of Swords is to speak it. Have a conversation with that person where the fears and doubts are around. Have a conversation with a friend, a therapist, a reader, anyone, an advisor of some kind. We have the King of Pentacles there. Kings can be advisors. To just get the words out. Sometimes all we need to do is speak it. And the reason I'm going there's the advice is the Knight of Swords. Sometimes we just need to speak it, and just in hearing it, we're like, that's not true. Why am I thinking that? Why am I thinking that? With the Two of Pentacles or the Two of Coins coming up with this, have a look at him. This is a balancing act. Is that how you feel? I mean, that's going to be very uncomfortable if you're kind of trapped, but I can't do anything. And the place that you're stuck is here, on a tightrope, kind of all dolled up like this clown, kind of trying to juggle two pentacles. Now, the Two of Pentacles, it can be our day-to-day, juggling the books, the day-to-day chores, all of that kind of stuff. Or two jobs, or there's a lot going on here. You're trying to figure out which one's yours. And so the Two of Pentacles says, take a step back, look at the bigger picture. Why are you doing this? What's the big picture here? Because we can get very focused on the minute details. And yes, it's about being in the present. Yes, it's about knowing where we are. But with this is more about what we're having to do. Right? And it's like, well, no, I can't, I'm juggling family responsibilities and work. I haven't got time for a relationship, or I haven't got time to start that business, or I haven't got whatever. That's this. And so it kind of comes in feeling kind of stuck, juggling a lot. And this is weighing up the pros and cons though. Weighing up the pros and cons. Now, let's have a look at the moon in the past, and we'll talk about the King of Coins, King of Pentacles here. The moon card coming up, the moon's your ruler, right? So, the moon, it's about intuition, our dreams, but as a card, it reminds us that when you look around at the landscape, I feel like you've been stuck because you haven't seen an opportunity. You haven't seen a way out. You haven't seen where to go, or even the path ahead of you. Maybe if you even know your path, right? It's filled with shadows. And again, that's where our fears and doubts come up. So we've got two cards here either side. This is the energy that we're coming in with, that talk about our fears and doubts. And it makes sense, if you told me to walk down a dark alleyway at night, I may not do it. I'd be afraid, right? Especially if I can hear kind of like drunken people at the end. So fear isn't always a bad thing, but it's weighing up the pros and cons, looking at, is your fear based in truth with that Two of Pentacles there? Because sometimes, even though the path is filled with, and it encourages us to look into our own shadows. Why are we afraid? Where are those fears coming from? And so if I was going to walk down a path and there's shadows, if you said to me, Jay, why won't you walk down there? And I said, because there's shadows. Well, we don't know what's in the shadows. That's the point of the moon. We don't know. And yet this will tell us. What if I get hurt? What if there's a dog waiting to attack me? What if there's a ditch? What if? But the moon says, can you walk this path on faith? So some of you have been walking your path on faith without any clear indication of anything that's coming up. You've just been going on faith. It's like, overcoming fears and feeling the fear and doing it anyway. That's the highest vibration of this. The lowest vibration is that you're stuck. You're stuck because you don't know which way to go and you don't know what's going to come up. There's no kind of guarantee there, right? But have a look at what's coming up at the heart of your reading. That's what everything revolves around, this kind of energy. It's the King of Pentacles. King of Coins in this deck. And the great thing about the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, especially if you come to a reading with a question of, will this work? Will it happen? Will I be successful? You know, whatever that will. Because when people ask, will it happen? I always ask them, okay, well, who's going to make it happen for you? Who are you waiting for to give this to you? Do you see what I mean? All we can ever do is do everything that we can to achieve a goal, every action that we can take, and then trust that will happen. And that's him. He's a self-made man. If him or the Queen of Pentacles, if they come up, they're telling you, if you see value in it, you will put in the effort to make it work. But only if you see value in it. Do you see value in it? Pentacles or coins are all about what we do, what we build. It's our real world. It's our physical reality, our physical security and stability. So coins or pentacles can refer to our physical bodies, can refer to our jobs, our businesses, our finances, our homes, our possessions, our relationships even. But he's a self-made man. What does that mean? It means he commits to building it. He saw value in something and he rolled up his sleeves and he got stuck in and he worked on it. And he's the king, so he has mastery over it. Now, the other thing with the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, she's abundant because she does it for the people that she loves. The king makes sure that he's good first before he gives it. Now, he is committed. He is traditional. He's there for the long haul. So is that the kind of worrying thing here? I mean, let's take it very literally. Some of you might be, considering a business partner or considering two jobs, two relationships, whatever it is that you're kind of juggling. And it's time now to pick one to commit to. That's your one to commit to. And that's the issue here. You don't know what to commit to. You don't know. But a lot of that is because of your fears and doubts. And I understand that. That makes sense. That absolutely makes sense. I kind of feel this is massively around who you are in relationships. Who you are in relationships. How you speak up. Do you ask for your needs to be met? Do you just support other people? Are you supported? And maybe you've been trying to figure out, you've been wandering around in this kind of dark night of the soul energy for a while now, trying to figure out who you want or why you're not happy in certain situations. But now it's gotten to that point where it's about expressing whatever it is. Whatever it is that you're trying to go for. Expressing it. And the Five of Wands is about taking action. But it's doing things in a different way. Because the old way, you've learned everything that you need to learn. That's what the world is. Graduation. It's a victory card. And it says, good job. You've learned everything you need to. We're going to start a new cycle now. And that's doing things differently. Communicating differently. Having different beliefs around things. Connecting with people differently. To bring in new challenges, right? Because we're going into a brand new cycle. Let me get you... I want to get one more. I don't know why I'm pulling 7 clarifiers for you, Cancer. It just feels like it. I think it's because I've been in client readings all day. And in my personal readings, I use about 2 or 3 for each of the cards to clarify them from a second deck. So I'm still in that kind of a mode at the moment. I just figured it out. I know why I'm pulling 7 clarifiers for you. Because that's the whole point here. It's all hidden. And I kind of feel like there's more here. But that's your situation, not the message. The message isn't hidden. I said this in the Pisces read, that doing kind of water sign readings, especially like Pisces, maybe even Scorpio, but Pisces mainly, it's taught me, and I've been doing it for 3 years now, it's taught me that sometimes the energy that you pick up on, that is the message too. Well, not sometimes, all the time. So if it's confusing, if there's this kind of urge of, ooh, there's more here, I want to go explore more, then that's the message. That's where you are at the moment. But how do we explore more? By figuring out what your own truth is, knowing yourself, right? Expressing your own truth and knowing what you're willing to commit to and what your own price tag is that you put on you. Because you got 2 5s coming up. They're intense, but that's change. The World card, it's a card of change. Massive changes coming in. But what version of you are you taking forward to have that change? Because right here, you're saying, I can't. There's nothing that I can do. But the 5 of Cups, it's almost, where we're focusing on what's lacking, on the support that's lacking. That's what's always been the case. What if they leave me? What if they don't want to know me? What if I get the silent treatment? What if they, that, all of that kind of stuff. But even here, we're reminded with those 2 cups that, there will be that. Letting go of the people that are not there for us so that we support, but we don't really get anything out of it. Your advice is the Knight of Swords. Taking action based on your beliefs. So not on what you think you should be doing. Not in the roles that you've been kind of put into playing honoring that unique being that you are and speaking from that place. I know there have been losses in the past. Doesn't mean there will be now. And, you know, I say this often, that when we're walking our path and when we change directions, yeah, we may have to go a little ways on our own because nobody else wants to go that way. But it's about being true to ourselves, our own journey. And we will find our tribe. We will always find our tribe. We will find fellow travelers. You know, with relationships, we say reason, season, lifetime. Everyone comes into our life for a reason, but some are only there for a season and some are there for a lifetime. If you want a deeper, profound connection, and whether that's with, you know, the right business partner, whether it's the lover of your dreams, whatever it is, then the more you reveal, it's about being that person, right? If you want someone to be emotionally expressive to you or to talk about things, then you must be that person first, right? You attract what you are. And the Knight of Swords, he goes forward, takes action based on his beliefs. And one thing I'm pretty certain of, traveling through this, when you've done it through on faith, you now know what you believe. You now know what you believe. And it's about speaking from that place, which is frightening. And it's very brave. It's a very brave thing to do. I mean, I get it all the time. I get messages from people asking me, Jay, can you make your Facebook page private? Because I want to comment on it or be there, but I don't want other people to see that I'm commenting on a tarot page. Because I come from a religious, but you know, that kind of thing can come up sometimes. So if you've been feeling stuck, there's movement. Whenever knights show up, there is movement here. And the Knight of Swords takes action or moves based on his beliefs and the way he communicates, speaking his truth very directly. And the Knight of Cups, that's head and heart. The Knight of Cups focuses on how he feels and he pursues the dream. Now, they're brilliant together because he'll come up with a dream and he'll be like, cool, this is how we do it. Comes up with the plan. And that's the Chariot, which is your card, right? Head and heart balance, moving forward. So them two together are almost representing the Chariot, which is now you can pursue a dream. But if you speak up, make the decisions based on what your truth is. No, I don't want another one, I was saying. But that's the advice, my lovelies. Let me say that again around the energy here. I think you know. I mean, there's no way that you don't know what your truth is and what you're willing to do. Now, these could be other people. You'll know yourself. If someone's central to your story, you'll know what's playing out here. But it's still your message if you're watching this. And that's that, you know, that you put in the work and the effort based on what you are worth and what your truth is. And it kind of feels like where we've come, you may have known this for a while. It doesn't feel like news to anyone. If this is your message, it doesn't feel like news. It's almost like, but now's the time to act on this. Now's the time to move on this. Gemini got a similar one about being stuck for a while and it's time to move forward.